Good morning, everyone. Good morning to the Definite Articles webinar on writing for the newsletter. Share your knowledge and experience, write for the definite article. And I'm going to ask Marina, go to the next slide. And would you introduce yourself?
Yes, absolutely, and with enthusiasm. So I'm Marina Dewees. I teach in Fairfax County Public Schools, and I'm one of the co-editors of the Definite article. And this is our third year working together with Kathleen.
Okay, and my name is Kathleen Kearney, co-editor of the Definite article, and I teach at Georgetown University's English Language Center. And I'm going to do a quick check-in to see how everyone is feeling. And I'm going to stop your share screening, Marina, and bring up the fun check-in. Okay, just a moment. The fun check-in needs a little work. Can you all see this?
Yes.
All right. So there are two ways you can do this. You can use the QR code, and when I move to the next slide, you'll have the website and the code. So we're going to see how everyone is feeling this morning, and hopefully the choices aren't too tough. I know even though it's after 11, it's still Saturday morning, and we've all had a challenging week. So here it is. Choose this. This or that. How are you feeling? Ready to go? Or, oh, it was a long week. Okay. Okay, so that's 3 out of 5 because I didn't vote. All right, so let's look at this in even more detail. How are you feeling this morning? So great. Happy Saturday. Okay, or oh gosh, I have so much to do.
Because the sun is not out.
So that's the okay.
In a different mood.
Yeah, it does make a difference.
All right. Well, all right, so we'll work with this. Okay, and I have so much to do. I know that Saturday mornings are tough. They're either times to sit around and drink your coffee or run around, run errands, or sleep a little late. So thank you for coming, and let's go on to talk about typing. And more specifically, have you ever published? And this could be anything that you've written and shared with others in a public forum. Okay, so we're all over. At least everyone knows their stuff. So we've got a yes, we've got a no, and a yeah, it was, but it wasn't much. But yes, it was. Yes, it was. It is, because you're sharing your ideas with others, and it takes a lot of work. Writing is not easy to do, especially if you're working full time. So I'm going to ask you to tell us why or why not. Why have you published or why have you not published? And it could be anything. I'm too busy, I'm too tired, I've got a lot of work to do. I've got something, but I haven't finished it. I'm still gathering information. Okay. Well, we're going to tell you in a few minutes. And you can respond up to 3 times with this. Too busy, not sure what to publish. These are all valid reasons. I like to co-author.
Mm.
Yeah, it's easier with another person because you can lighten the load. And you get great ideas from each other. But it is fun. Good. It is fun. I'm glad to hear that. But it takes a lot of work. And if you're not sure what to write about, getting great ideas, or you're too busy, it can be more of a chore than a fun thing. So we've gathered some preliminary information, and I'm going to remove this and turn it back to Marina.
Why doesn't it do it? Let's try again. Okay.
Okay. So you know us. And we are volunteers. We serve in the organization WATESOL, which is the Washington DC area Teachers of English to Speakers of Other Language. And it's existed since 1970. And today we lost a good number because of the pandemic and its aftermath, but and I think actually now a little more than 200 members. And it's a wide variety of members. It's all have to do something with English language educators, but they're program administrators, pre-service teachers at the universities, graduate students, language professionals in K through 12, adult and higher education. Our members are researchers and program administrators. And Marina and my publication, WATESOL's publication it's a fun place. It's a friendly forum for all of those people, the local TESOL professionals, to publish their ideas, their experiences, and their research. And that is why we are here today, to encourage you to publish and to brainstorm for ideas about what to publish. Okay.
Okay. So the big thought is why. We just looked at our feelings about writing, and some people say that it's they don't know what to write and how to write, and we agree that it's a lot of work, especially if you're doing it full time. So the question is, why? Why would you put this time and effort and brain power into publishing? And the ideas are that, what do you think? What can be professional benefits or personal benefits for publishing?
We should type our ideas in the chat.
Yeah, in chat.
Okay. Kathleen, I think you're muted.
Thank you. So let me say that again. So here are some things they said in our audience said in the chat. Get noticed in the field. Looks great on a resume. Join a professional community. Keep up with research. Share ideas you are passionate about. Career benefits. Share ideas that have worked. Become part of a community that writes about the same topic. And a great conclusion helps to reflect and summarize your experience or experiences.
Yeah, so we're looking at a number of personal and professional benefits that kind of tie into each other. Feeling, kind of reflecting on the work, summarizing it, sharing it with the community brings in a lot of personal benefits. And yeah, we know it does look great on the resume if people are thinking about their next professional steps in their career. And we are a lot of fun to work with.
Yes.
Please write with us. Okay, next slide.
Yes, please. So we want to talk a little bit about the definite article. It's 54 years old, and would you click again? The going forward on this one more. Yeah, there it is. Happy birthday to the definite article. It's 54 years old this summer. The first issue was in the summer of 1970, and there it is. It's a little bit longer, but it was one double-sided page. That is the original WATESOL newsletter. And now,
This is so cute to see that.
It is.
See how we've grown. Come on.
We have grown. We've grown quite a bit. If you would go to the next slide. These are, this spring, it's going to be volume 54, number 1. And I've put more than the fall 2023 issue in chat. Can everyone see the 4 issues I've put up there? Can you see them?
I can see
Sorry.
it.
Can you see 4?
Is it in chat? Did you say?
I put them
Put
up
them-
earlier. Let me put them up again.
They're at the very top. I don't know if
I'll put them in here again.
Maybe I joined after.
I think it depends on the settings. I think the hosts can see them. So here it is. Here they are. Here are the last 4. And these are the issues that Marina and I have worked on. So you can get a sense of how far we've come from that first double-sided issue from 1970. And the fall 2023 issue has some, at least the cover and a few other things. We used generative AI to help us write it. Okay, next slide. And beginning with this volume, we're going to add a Creative Commons license to each issue. And we're going to briefly explain it. Next, yeah, good. With a Creative Commons license, that means anyone who reads it and needs to use it, they have to cite you. If your name is there, they have to cite you if they use it in another forum or in their own research or their own publications. And here's the first one. The license we're using is that the credit must be given to the author, which means they have to name you, cite you. If there's no commercial uses of the work permitted, and no derivatives or adaptations of the work are permitted. It is only as you wrote it, exactly as you wrote it, with your name and the title and the volume and the issue number and the year, of course. And there it is. There's the license. All right. So we're gonna do another Mentimeter. Let me bring it up just a moment. This is a word club. Where can you get ideas?
I don't see a Mentimeter.
Okay, give me a second.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Are we answering in the chat?
No, I've got another, here it is. Where can you get ideas? And now I'm going to share it. My Wi-Fi is a little slow. All right, so here we go.
Oh,
Can you see it? Where can you get ideas for an article? So this is a new Menti. So use this QR code or the website and the user code up at the top. Where can you get ideas for an article? Mistake. Old reliable.
And I
Mistakes.
made a mistake typing students too.
Colleagues, students, okay. What are some other ideas? Colleagues and students. Research you have done, that's great. It doesn't have to be, it can be something from graduate school or something you're interested in, personal experience, the classroom, the web, media, what you are reading, your studies, professional forums, exactly. And the lesson plan versus the actual experience, because we know sometimes what's on paper doesn't always work out that way. So I am going to turn this back over to Marina.
all right. Here's some questions that we can consider. And I very often, the good path is to follow your emotions. If there's something that you find exciting or you start wondering about, or any experience that makes you think a little longer about it, anything in a professional conversation that triggers your interest, things that you read or hear about or kind of get you any sort of emotion, positive or negative. It makes you happy, it makes you interested, it makes you worried. It stops you in your kind of step and you're like, well, what was it? How do I respond to that? Anything in the experience, as we said in a previous slide, when things do not go according to the plan, you start thinking why, or things worked wonderfully in the classroom and this is something you want to share. Anything that is a little bit, and even anything that is non-mundane could be a good topic for the for an article, or actually the very mundane things that work very well and kind of become your professional routine can create a topic to share that others would be interested in. And when we go later in a few minutes into different types of articles that we're looking to publish in the definite article, you will see that how big and small experiences fit really, really well into what other people may be interested to read. And a thing that is important to have in mind is that no matter what you write about, you are the expert. that is a big or small topic that you have thought about, interested in, did your research on that topic. So you absolutely have things to share. I've noticed that a lot of people are kind of like too humble and too timid to start writing because they think, oh, what do I have to share? Actually, the tons of your personal experiences, what you have to share. Little and big things are of interest in a professional community. So just whatever to start writing, pick whatever is interesting to you, and that interest will create this whole bubble of interesting, exciting, inspiring things that will bring more vibe to our presentation, to our publication. So there's like different, the questions on the slide, things that possible ways of thinking, start thinking and brainstorming about the ideas for the publication and for writing. And here's another big one. Does it have to be an original or new idea? Yes, no? Thumbs up, down? Does it have to be one? What do you think? Yeah. Either way, you have a new idea that you want to research, great. Do you want to do a study of things that they exist, review a book, respond to an article, comment on a professional development that you've been to, whether you liked it or you didn't? Anything that is of interest to you will create a good writing. And there are two co-editors to the definite article. Talk to us. We can brainstorm. If you're interested in writing, we can brainstorm the ideas. We can help you write. We will edit what you write. So just go ahead, start, do it, and we'll support you through this process. Types of articles, Kathleen.
Okay, so I'm going to put these. Does everyone see the last 4 issues of the definite article? I'll put those in there again in case they're new for you. Haven't seen them yet. Because these issues give an example of each of the topics we're going to be looking, or each of the article types that we're looking at now. So the first one is feature articles. Marina, click. Good, feature articles, these are big ones. These can be from your research as a student or something you've experienced in the classroom. These are scholarly articles, practitioner-oriented, but research-based, so that means it has a link to theory, and writing about best practices and trends in English language teaching. And we've had a few recently, we've had a few articles about translanguaging, and I'm trying to think of what was the article before last, Marina, about the it was a long article about teaching vocabulary, I think, and helping students who have reading challenges, literacy challenges, to read in the classroom. Another article type, click. Book reviews. Have you read a book you really like? A book that's really interesting to you that you'd like to share with others? Or you can just say, I'm going to write a book review, and choose a book. And we can try to help you get a free book that you can read and share because it's free publicity for the author and the publisher. So if you are interested, please contact us and we'll be happy to help you with it. Interviews. you can interview an inspiring student, someone who has, for some reason, stood out in the classroom. You can interview a dedicated colleague. We all have those, someone who is just tireless and adds so much to the work environment. You can interview an expert in the field, maybe someone you know or someone you don't know, but you'd like to reach out and learn more from them. Teaching hacks. Someone told me that they didn't know what a hack was, so I want to make sure that's clear. This was before they came up with this title, before I think long before the current situation with hacking. It's just things that go well, things that make your life make your classroom a better place. Reflections on your classroom experience. What works, what worked, what was brilliant, or maybe something that didn't work, but that your colleagues and the community would really benefit from,
I would say probably tricks of the trade.
Yeah, maybe this is something we should change, because people are now confusing this with cybercrime. So maybe we need to change the language here.
I think for like TESOL International, they would call it like teaching tips. You know,
Maybe
that they have
teaching
those
tips.
small presentations that are like teaching tips.
Yeah. But this has been with us for a while, so it was slow to change, but I think this is something that will change. Click teaching abroad column, and this can be your experiences teaching abroad in another country, or someone you know who is there now teaching in another country. And we have a list of questions on the website that you can ask or answer. And this is about 500 to 800 words. And click Tales from the Classroom. This is a little different from the teaching tips. They're just insightful stories generated from on-the-ground classroom experience. What was a really interesting conversation you had with your kindergarten class, or you had with your bilingual class, or you had with your university writing class? Something interesting that others in the community would benefit from. And we have some examples. We're going to have this in the next issue is art, if you're an artist, or infographics, if you have information that you would like to condense into an easy to read infographic, we would welcome that as well. And we're open to other possibilities. Marina and I were brainstorming last week about other possibilities to include, and we welcome your ideas. It's not limited to these types of articles that we've listed here and that are on the webpage, on the website.
Yeah, so consider a variety of media that you could use, and then run it by us, and we are pretty open to innovative ideas. Okay, next.
Click. All right, what can you share with the community? What are some ideas you have that think specifically, your experiences, your colleagues, something you've read, something you've heard about? Share this in the chat. What could you write about? Okay. Case studies about AI in the classroom. Right? Collaborative projects with colleagues, use of media for oral speech development. Oh, that's a great topic, Kelly. That's a really great topic. And how did it go? Were they excited? And global classroom, great.
Yeah, it went well. And the reason why I decided to do that project specifically. I'm not teaching in that context anymore, but when I was teaching in that context, it was because I was teaching in an all women's classroom. I only had women in the classroom. So
Um,
I think they really enjoyed the
Yeah.
project.
I
So-
think that both genders, or all the genders, let's put it that way, can research great women and influential women and benefit
true.
from it.
It was funny because while we were doing the project, they were like, "Well, can I pick an influential man?" And I was like, "No, that's not the point of the project."
Okay, Anu had a great idea, the hybrid classroom. Anu, what kind of ideas would you write about for the hybrid classroom? Is it they do some of their work in the classroom and maybe they meet irregularly, or and much of the work is done in the online tech fails and wraparounds? Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, but it could also be wraparounds, depending on which direction it's going. Workarounds. Do you have a specific experience? Do you have a particular example? You don't have to tell us if you don't want to, but I think that's an interesting topic, especially after the pandemic, when so many of us were sort of in class, sort of online. Oh, really? On Zoom or on a video platform? Oh. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's a really interesting, because the platforms are all have different restrictions and have different so what was your wraparound? What was your workaround? I had a whole lesson planned on Zoom with an international class, and I had a Pixar short that we were going to write about and talk about, but they wouldn't, the international license on Zoom wouldn't allow me to show, even though I owned it, they wouldn't allow me to show a Pixar flick. There was something there that prevented me from showing it. They thought I might be making money from it. So many of these online many of these online platforms have a variety. Same for videos or TED Talks or YouTube. Yeah. Sometimes it's not easy to share, especially I think if it's an international audience, an international classroom, because of the different regulations or limitations. That is, Anu, that's something really interesting, that if you'd be willing to write about it, because I think people would love to know about it. Because
Right, and TED Talks
yes,
could be so thought provocative.
yeah,
Yeah, that's I think it's a great resource to write about. I love it.
yeah. Okay. Any other ideas? Anything you'd like to share with the community at large? Oh, that would be wonderful, Anu. Because, one thing that I've noticed with all of these platforms, and it's still happening, is that they're evolving. They change with users' needs. So someone makes something goes wrong and they complain, and they make maybe not big adjustments, but minor adjustments to help with it. That would be wonderful if you would do that. We would love that. Every day there's feedback and fixes. It is. It's a constant. The struggle is real. So if we would love to have an article about that, about the hybrid classrooms and the benefits, but also some of the constraints and limitations because due to platforms. That would be great.
Leslie, I'm wondering what you're thinking. Did you kind of get inspired and any ideas come to you?
I'm not sure. I did a presentation at the fall conference about an experiment that I've been doing in my classroom with ChatGPT and my efforts to help students to think critically about the use of it. And I've done it now. I've done the experiment, I think, 4 times. And I'm probably going to continue because I want to keep gathering. It changes too. That's the trouble. Like the data I gathered, back in the fall is different from what I'm seeing now because students are becoming more adept, and the platforms are changing and everything. So
Right.
I'm not sure, but it was my attempt to push students to notice things, like to notice that the tool isn't necessarily all that it's cracked up to be, and that they need to think critically about how they use these tools. And so I don't know, I was thinking about writing it up at some point, but
Well, I think because the field is so fast developed, it's have been and is developing as we watch.
I know.
There will no time soon there will be the point when you can stop and fully reflect on what has been happening. So writing it in real time, saying, this is what I'm observing, these are the kind of changes that's happening in front of our eyes. That is all. Everybody's concerned about it.
Mhm.
Everybody's interested, everybody's wondering, everybody's looking for ways to incorporate it because it's inevitable.
Right.
So I think the information and observations that you got are superb. I think it's gonna be awesome. Absolutely. Please write it down, and it will, if you ever want to go in the future, you want to go deeper on that, you will have something already kind of summarized and reflected upon, and that will be could be a good stepping stone for your future research and future publications, where you will aggregate more data and more observations. But that will already be kind of like what you've been doing for the last year or so, will already be in a presentable form. So I'm totally encourage you to go with your interest and passion.
Okay.
You could write a few teaching tips as they go along, as noting the changes, and maybe turn it into a larger article down the road.
Yeah.
Teaching tips or tales from the classroom.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to start big, kind of write whatever's
Yeah.
formatted. I say start writing.
Yeah.
Just start writing, and you will see where it takes you.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course. I mean, you here, that means that you are interested already, right?
Yeah. I haven't done anything like, I haven't written anything in a long time. So for my, of my own. So
Okay.
spend a lot of time reading students. So
Here's the tip. And let's see what you think about it. You did do the presentation at the conference, right?
mhm.
So you at least have an outline. So use technology, and a couple of things that you can do. You go through your slides and you do voice to text in Google Slides and write it all down. And then you can put it in ChatGPT and have it edited and summarize it and put it in the readable form. And then you will present co-authoring with AI.
Okay, there's a thought. There's a thought.
Or do it the old time way. Just type it all up.
Okay.
Well, I think one takeaway from this is don't think anything is too small, because people find it interesting. They find it useful for their own classrooms and to inform their own teaching or their colleagues' teaching. So everyone benefits. Marina, click. I think we're at the end. No, that's right. If you are interested, Anu and Leslie, if you are interested in sharing something with the and contributing to the newsletter article, to the definite article, this spring, which we're hoping spring 2024, we're hoping to put out late May. If you send something to us by May 11th, we'll put it in. I know it's not much time, but we'll be, it's a little more than 2 weeks. And then the fall, if you would send something to us, it's going to coincide, it will probably be about a week before the fall conference. So it will most likely be mid-October that we'll publish the definite article. If you would send us something by October 1st, we will include it. If it's appropriate and well written, but we can work with you on that if there's a problem with either.
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
And Kelly,
And
don't
Kelly,
think we're forgetting about you.
Kelly, we'd love to hear about the classroom writing about and researching remarkable women. That would be wonderful.
Yeah, I'll think about how I can put something together.
Okay. Okay, Marina, click. I think we're close to the end, if not the end.
We are.
At the end. Thank you very much for attending. I know this is not easy on a Saturday morning, but thank you for coming. And if you have any questions, please reach out to Marina or me. Here's the newsletter's email address, newsletter@watesol.com, and you can get the information as well from the WATESOL website. Any parting words, Marina?
Just, I'm gonna repeat myself. I want to encourage people and say that like there's nothing too small, as Kathleen said, and everything you're interested in means that there will be people who are interested in that as well and will enjoy reading what you have to share. And we'll help you, we'll support you on that way.
I think the important thing is don't think it's insignificant. Don't think it's too small. Teaching is made up of daily small things, and people love to read about others' experiences in the classroom and in a larger teaching context.
Yeah,
Okay.
very often actual like tales from frontline are much more interesting and relevant than scholarly articles. So your experience will definitely inspire other people to do things in their classrooms. Sounds like that's it.
Okay.
Just to add really quick, I just want to let everyone know that the webinar was recorded and it'll be uploaded to YouTube. So if there's any information that you feel like you want to go back to, you can always look for it on WATESOL's YouTube page.
All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you for coming today. We really appreciate your precious time on a Saturday morning.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Kathleen and Marina. That was great. Really good information.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. I'm just looking for.
I'm about to end it.
End it. Go ahead.
I'm gonna end
End
it,
it.
yeah.